I am from the border on the street that divides that United States and Mexico, literally. I have always been involved in our community, but when the anti-immigrant sentiment started to gain momentum here in Arizona, I decided to put my values into action and get involved in the decision-making process. This has been a woman-led campaign. It's been a woman of color-led campaign. I was born in Douglas, raised between the two countries in a very loving family. I grew up with my parents and grandparents instilling in me the values of community service. We have a mixed family, right? So we have some of my family was born in the United States. Some of my family was born in Mexico. I have a 2-year-old. He's adorable. He's learning how to speak. He's learning to be in the campaign. He's a great campaigner, I have to say. I've had many reasons to be involved in our community. My reasons have changed so much since the moment he's born.
Because I want to make sure that him and every child in Arizona, they have the best life possible. And he gives me a lot of energy.
He's just starting his life. I can't think about him not having a Supreme Court that is going to rule in favor of his civil liberties. And that's something that I think about on a daily basis. I have been working in our community for the last 12 years, getting people registered to vote, getting people out to vote. And that's been my mission because I've seen what comes out of the state legislature, from gutting of the education system, chipping away of healthcare, women reproductive rights, anti-immigrant sentiment. At times it feels that we are not winning, but we have to reflect on what we have won and where we're going. I was at the forefront of the recall of Russell Pierce, who was the author of SB 1070, the racial profiling law here in Arizona. And even though it took us 3 election cycles, I was also in the forefront of the defeat of Arpaio. As Arpaio reigned in our community with his roundups and with terrorizing our communities, we were able to defeat him not only at the ballot box, but also at the court. In 2016, when we saw the results of the November election, I entered into Planned Parenthood to protect the Affordable Care Act and ensure that we have access to women's reproductive rights and health care. We need to ensure that we fight back every single moment. It's always double the work for women. Always double the work. We have to prove ourselves double all the time. And I sometimes question that myself. You get asked a lot of questions from, you should wear more lipstick. Who's taking care of your child? How are you going to manage running a campaign, being elected, and having a young family? For us women, it's so much harder to make that decision because you have to consider so many things. But we need to stop the self-doubt and start putting ourselves out there and have no hesitation of saying that we have to run, that we have to represent, that we have to lead. Because nobody knows our community stories like women do. This has been a woman-led campaign. It's been a woman of color-led campaign. My campaign manager is a woman of color. Our key volunteers are women of color. Our consultants are women of color. And we were very intentional about that because my mission not only has it been civic engagement, but also develop the next generation of leaders.